Now how come everyone else has a cool opening credits thing? Hey y'all, welcome to Non-Friday. Okay, so maybe I'm just a tidbit late? It's Labor Day. Leave me alone. I have work. Don't ask me why everyone wants pizza on Labor Day. Probably because they're just not working, so they want to be lazy. But yeah, we don't close for anything. So, by the way, for those of you who don't know, I'm a phone bitch at Papa John's. So that's pretty much what I do. Anyways, to the topic of this week, we were talking about our favorite Twilight couple, which I like, so let's jump right into that. Okay, the couple that I chose to do is Jacob and, is it pronounced Leah? I always called her Lee in my head because I thought that was how it was spelled, but, you know, Esme used to be something really tricky in my mind also, so we're not going to trust my reading skills over the rest of the world. So, Jacob and Leah. Okay, I really didn't think about this until Breaking Dawn, but like, Jacob and Leah, they have the same problems, and that helps them connect on a level that a lot of the other characters just can't do. And I really like that about them, that Jacob has got the same problem as her, and he can finally understand the way she's feeling throughout the entire series from the very beginning. Well, it started in New Moon, then it was explained, but it was happening in Twilight, we just didn't know it yet. So, I like how they have the same problem, and they know that if they help each other, that it can get better, because Jacob said in Breaking Dawn that she was, what did he say? He said she was in a healthier place than he was, and that, I don't remember if he said he could get there someday, but she'd been that way for a while, so, you know, maybe he could have if crazy things didn't go on. But beside the fact that Leah was left on an emotional island by herself at the end of Breaking Dawn, we're going to disregard that and pretend that they ran off together or something and lived happily. Because there was definitely something there. You can't deny that. And maybe, I think it would have been cool if they defied the whole imprinting thing and were able to fall in love with each other. Wouldn't that have been so unique? Instead of the same damn thing. But this isn't a rant about that. This is a rant about how much I like the idea of them together. Anyways, I think it's great that they're dealing with, you know, real life problems in such a crazy situation, because it's like everyone's had that, oh, that girl doesn't like me, or oh, that boy doesn't like me thing going on, and so they have that everyday kind of issues that's why people connect with this whole series in the first place, is because they've sort of had the same kind of problems, at least in the first few books. There were similar problems to just any average person, and that's why a lot of people like the series. So anyways, Jacob and Leah for the win, and we're going to move on to the challenge that I was given like a week and a half ago, and that was to well, not really take pictures, it was find things in my house that reminded me of the Twilight series, and I actually found several things, but they were kind of very obscure. Like, I'd see a water bottle, and I'd be like, oh yeah, Bella jumped off a cliff into the water. That makes sense. But, so no, I didn't take a picture of the water bottle. I got a couple things. I'll show you the pictures, and I'll narrate along with them. Give me a minute. Okay, first we have my hamster, Ninja Theo, because he reminds me of a werewolf when he yawns, as he's got these big freaking teeth that are really creepy, but I love him anyways because he's so fluffy and fat and cute, and he shoves a ton of food in his cheeks. And then there's a monkey hanging on my wall, and I was like, Spider Monkey! And here's my fluffy wolf tail that I got for free at the Ren Fair last year, because the sales clerk thought I was older than I actually was. But that's okay. I like it. Okay, this stuff is actually some really terrible tasting nail polish that keeps me from biting my fingernails and chewing them down really, really short. So, it says, break the habit, stop the bite, and the bite is what caught me and made me go, hey, you know, vampires or something. Okay, this is the freaking crown I got at military ball last year, and so it reminded me of prom, and I was happy to try it on again. And these are my butterfly wings from last Halloween. They were hanging on my wall, and I was like, oh my god, the meadow! That one might have been a little obscure. But, you know what? I'm sure there were butterflies in the meadow. Go back and read Twilight. If there wasn't, oh well, it should have had butterflies. In the middle of the woods. I'm pretty sure butterflies go into the woods. They don't just flutter around fields all the time. And finally we have, some feathers.